Hello and welcome. What is going on with the markets right now? What is going on with the crypto assets in the last couple of weeks? And what should we expect next for the markets in next coming weeks or so? So, first of all, congratulate all of you that there is this acceptance and the start of the trading already happened for the Bitcoin and Ethereum Hong Kong ETFs. There is not that much volume yet trading on those ETFs, but still it's a great news. And also that will encourage actually US to accept Ethereum ETF because basically those pre-steps before accepting this Ethereum ETF is already done, and there is also approval for other institutions which is have to be done before the actual SEC approves the ETF. So therefore, sooner or later, that will be definitely be accepted. So there are a lot of speculations right now in the market. There are people telling yes, it will be accepted. There are people telling that this will not be accepted. So hard to say basically percentage wise where we are standing right now with this latest developments. I think we are still 50-50. I believe it so. So we will see it in the May. And also, I would like to pay attention that there is a lot of news, a lot of fake news in the newspapers all around the world right now. Because, for example, there was like some kind of news that Russia wants to ban crypto at all. There have been the news that there is this, for example, war escalations and in Middle East, and there are different things going on, and there is also, for example, bearish sentiment in overall in the stock market. Let's see how actually the SP 500 is doing currently. But we see that basically the SP 500 still in the last week or so have recovered quite well from the lows of 4.9 4.9k. So basically, and remember on this region when there was price around 5000 or even below, there were some news coming out from JP Morgan that they are saying that basically they predict the market will go down to 4.7 something. Well, hey, as you might already consider right now, it's all about bluffing. It's always it's so shady. It's so shitty. I would say it's so shitty. It's shitty. That's probably the right word to say. It's quite shitty out there. They basically create the news and do the opposite. So it's so bad in that sense. It's so bad. It's so much manipulation going on. Why they, for example, I can easily explain you why here they say that okay, we will go down to 4.7, we will go down to 4.5. It's all about to create the impulse, sales impulse, retail sales impulse. It's all about creating retail sales impulse. And what does it means? If when you create a retail sales impulse, that means that there is a volume, sales volume is growing. That means there is more buying power possible. There is more space to buy. And that means that basically on those times when we see some news from JP Morgan, which is the largest bank in the world, or any other like large institutional player, then we most likely like it's never 100% but 80-90% they will do opposite. They are just creating this news to actually have opportunity to buy in larger amounts. If there is a lot of sales volume, always have to be met with the buyer in between. So, and there it actually happened basically that we see quite well in the market. When they say that it's gonna go down to 4.5, what's happening? It's going back up. So that's what they did. They bought in large volumes here, I think. That's actually how they did it. And then some days later there are like interviews with CEO that actually the economy is booming, everything is good, and we are just going on the right direction, and there will be quantitative easing, money printing, everything, and then we start bouncing back again. So that's typical scenario for the markets. And also currently with all these rumors that Russia will ban the crypto and everything, it feels a lot like, it's not about feelings in the market, but if you look to the news, you see that basically those news are so speculative. They are so manipulation tools that actually those bad news right now, they are kind of shit, I guess. They are all about to fear away those weak hands, basically. They want to liquidate the weak hands. They want to weak hands to sell. They want them to go away. So they want basically create a sales volume so they can buy before actual bull run happens for the Bitcoin and all the other coins. That is the main point for all of those bad news which are all currently happening. And also, if you look to those information right now regards the ETF outflow, then we see that actually also BlackRock is not doing anything last 3 days. They are not selling, they are not buying, they are just waiting. That means that currently, basically, the most of them are not buying. Most of them are not buying. They are doing nothing. There are some are selling. Some only ARK Invest just bought a little, just a little bit yesterday. So they are basically trying to dump the market right now. They are trying to see what actually is the power for the market to go down even more. So, and it looks like they really want to see this last leg down before actually this first final or whatever the move for this bull run will really start to take the place. So I still believe that there is like 90% we will have a nice bull run. It's still in play because it just basically the short term fluctuations what we see right now, and stagnation and all those news. That's all about trying to squeeze a market a little to the downside, so to try to basically liquidate the weak hands, try to make fear in the market, so that the retail is selling, and then actually they can buy, then they can buy again even more. So, and I believe it's all about it. And also, if we look to the chart wise or technical point of view, which is still unbelievably precise in many cases, we are quite right now in quite important location actually. If we break this structure downwards, then we can easily land to 50-52K region, and it's a lot likely to happen, you know. But I for the holders, I don't say that you have to sell. No, 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 definitely not. There is a lot of the risk. If even if you say okay, you will sell here and then try to buy back in a lower prices, it's pretty risky and pretty hard to time actually. Therefore, currently we basically just use advantage in the from the fluctuations actually in our funds, and that's working well. That's currently working well. We are not risking too much, and also if the market goes down to 52, then basically we will on the way down still open the long positions, and also on the way down we will take some shorts. We already have taken some nice shorts in this region. So that will continue also in that way. So with that's basically about our strategy, and you don't have to predict anything. You don't have to gamble. You just have to be ready for both scenarios. That's all about the markets, and that's how you can actually take advantage of all those movements in the markets. Next thing that I wanted to share with you is also economic calendar for the coming week, and that is pretty interesting. If you look to the, for example, this week, then we see that actually there was already European CPI data coming out just recently. Let's find it out in here. And that came out in pretty good levels. That is not that bad, you know. That's a lot better than US actually inflation data currently, and I think also from that point of view, the European Central Bank is closer to for the quantitative easing than actually the US Central Bank. So I believe that we will start first in Europe for the quantitative easing, and then the US market will follow, and therefore those numbers are good enough. And then we see later this week also USA interest rate decision. That is definitely to watch. Maybe not the interest rate decision itself, but also from statement, and that will definitely be interesting to look through. And also press conference, there will be also interesting things, I think, and remarks. I don't think he will say anything different from the previous meetings, but I think he will still say that we have to stick to the 2% target and blah blah blah. But as we can see, that basically this 2% target is pretty hard to achieve, and therefore most likely he will say that there won't be quantitative easing still till maybe September, October meetings. So, and that means basically only maybe one quantitative easing is currently the most likely scenario for this season, this year actually. So that's the main things for this week into the economic calendar. There will be also some movements, and also it's important to know what actually happening with what is happening with the Hong Kong ETFs. Currently, this inflow in the ETFs, which are trading already for a day or two, is quite low. It's definitely it's like maybe 100 times lower than actually the first days of US ETFs, but the fact that it's already trading and the volume might start going in later on, and that is already great news anyway. Markets are not reacting much of it right now, but I think with the time it still will be a bullish sign and a big push for the US actually to accept the Ethereum ETF. That's currently what's the moving markets, and that's about it. What how are our funds doing? I can tell you that actually it's a smart invest fund currently runs for 12 13 days, and we are pretty nicely almost gaining a percentage per day, so we are on the target levels. Of course, there is this volatility occurs, but that's how it is, and we try to take advantage in the smartest way possible from the markets. Let's see how it will actually end the month in the 2 weeks. We'll see whether there will be plus 30% and the target will be reached for the first month or not. That we will see in the next couple of weeks. So with that being said, thank you for your attention and see you next time.